This is Old Wild West, a Wild West themed restaurant with about 200 locations all over Italy and mostly Southern Europe. They even have their very own cartoon with characters like John Peanut, American Burger, Dolce Luna, and Wildy. The chicken mayor is a bad guy and is foiled by Fry Man, gun control. As somebody that actually grew up in the Wild West, this is bizarre. I can't say I'm totally surprised considering that Italy invented the spaghetti western, but just get a load of this decor. You can eat in a covered wagon, enjoy the murals of the desert, and the Grand Canyon or something? I don't know. Were free peanuts a thing at the saloon? Because they really like their free peanuts here, and so I thought, why not? Probably should get some. They happen to be a sponsor of Palermo FC, and when it comes to the menu, there's a lot of burgers, tacos, burritos, some steaks, stuff like that. Is this a real buffalo head? Did they ship a buffalo head all the way from the plains just so you could really feel like you're a pioneer about to chew a hamburger? The smoking section outside are covered wagons, just like the ones my ancestors took on the Oregon Trail to come and settle the Oregon Territory. While I was waiting for my order, I saw this kind of concerned looking moose, and then I look up and oh my god, there's TNT. I decided to look for some tequila at the bar, but there wasn't any tequila at all, so I moseyed on over to the sheriff's jail/office. I don't know. So the sign says leave your guns at the bar, but then there's some guns right here, so that's a little bit confusing. Here's a friendly-looking Native American gentleman along with another gun, a big reward poster for none other than Billy the Kid, and some famous-looking cowboys or outlaws. I'm not really sure who these people are. And what is going on with this moose? Is it happy? Is it sad? Is it mourning the death of its loved one? Let's move on to some beer. So they have their own beer there, and I ordered the Gold Rush, which is like a Pilsner or something like that. La Chiara. And right on time, our Nachos Gringos showed up, which are pretty standard nachos, but a lot better than a lot of the nachos that I've had so far in Italy. Mrs. Eats poured herself her white ale, which was pretty good, but she didn't like it so much, so she switched it with mine. Let's try a nacho. So this is kind of like sour cream, but a lot thicker, and honestly a bit tastier. The menu said that there were 4 kinds of cheese on these chips, and I believe them. There's definitely some sort of cheddar, maybe mozzarella or something like that, and then also just like a queso sauce. The guacamole here is actually pretty good. It's not the best that I've ever had, but it's also not the worst guacamole that I've ever had. Next up is this red sauce, which isn't really salsa, but it's more of like a sweet, spicy kind of sauce. Thank goodness the tacos have arrived. I got the taco sampler, so you've got some beef, you got your pork, and you also have some chicken in here. Mrs. Eats ordered a veggie burger because her thirst for burgers cannot be quenched. First bite is going to be this chicken taco, which is just some chicken breast. It's not great, but it's not terrible. At this point, I realized everything would be better with spicy, so here's some chipotle sauce. Next bite is of the beef taco, which is sort of a carne asada, but not really at all. It was dramatically improved with that smoky, spicy chipotle. Last but not least, we have our pork taco, which I should note is in a flour tortilla, which is kind of weird for street tacos this size, but it works okay. Out of the 3, the pork was probably the best, where it actually had some nice chew to it and a hint of rib texture. I guess this place has some sort of a sponsorship deal with Monster Energy drink because they had this on the TV all the time. Fun fact, they make the staff wear, especially the manager, a sharp-looking cowboy shirt. I was even lucky enough to learn a new vocabulary word when I was there, which is japanned. Yep, it means it's been coated with a black iron oxide. Okay. Whoever designed the interiors of these places loves Native American imagery, but they had to sneak this in, which to me looks like an Italian Native American family? At the end of the meal, I was actually surprised that the food was pretty good, and it wasn't too expensive. Finding good Tex-Mex here is really hard.